where you have an officer basically around the neck area.
These two retired Vegas cops, now podcast hosts.
They don't have ID, they can't get into a hotel room.
To get them the help they need, especially if someone even gets arrested. A lot of people don't know how the justice system works.
What you guys have going on is necessary, it's needed.
Hey, this is David Colemeyer. Thanks so much for joining today, The Problem Solver. Today, Tuesday at 6 p.m. Thanks for being here today. We are here to solve problems. As The Problem Solver, as a retired police officer, my goal is to help solve problems in Clark County, Las Vegas, Henderson, and North Las Vegas. Every single week, we are filming here, produced in Sticky Paw Studio at 215 Rainbow. Today, we have a special guest. We have Jake Gallen. Jake, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's a real honor.
Jake is a crypto and NFT expert, entrepreneur as well. Definitely have a lot of experience in this as well, and that's why I wanted to bring you on the show. We've had some other people that have come on the show in regards to crypto, and I get really confused about the whole situation. So tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in this.
Well, first, I'm going to preface by saying I still get confused in this, and I've been in it for over 6 years now at this point.
Okay.
So my name is Jake Gallen, born and raised in Las Vegas, Nevada. Grew up on the east side, went to UNLV, worked on the Strip for 10 years. Just a very simple and normal crypto native life. During that time, I was in a AEPI, which is a Jewish fraternity. I had a few businesses, owned an antique store, tried to create an app. 2017, discovered and started buying a bunch of cryptocurrency while I was working at Omnia nightclub, which is at Caesar's Palace, one of the top nightclubs in the world. And from there on, dude, went down the crypto rabbit hole and just really wanted to find where my place was within this like digital economy. Found it very interesting. And when the Strip closed down in 2020, I started a podcast called The Guest List. Now it's called the Jake Gallen Podcast. At the time, it was similar to this show, just interviewing entrepreneurs in a long form format. So hour to upwards of 3 hours. That show immediately blew up in the city. And so it gave me a lot of opportunities to network with other entrepreneurs. Fast forward a little bit, started hosting blockchain meetups at Blackfire Innovation, which is the Harry Reid Research and Technology Park. Those ended up growing a lot bigger. It put me in contact with the Gaming Control Board, City of Las Vegas, Circa, MGM, and pretty much every large corporation and public organization in the city who were interested in cryptocurrency. On the investment side, I ended up selling some NFTs at Sotheby's auction house last October. That helped me leverage the brand. And then I completely turned the Guest List podcast into the Jake Gallen podcast, which now just focuses on the NFT space. But my two goals is to, of course, build my own brand and then take this emerging digital economy and try to find opportunities to leverage that into the Vegas ecosystem so that it could finally we could finally build the economy and not be dependent off of tourism.
Interesting. I laugh because it gets really, really advanced because people are like, what is the guy talking about? And the bottom line is, there's a lot of information that's out there. And I think recently with, the Bitcoin situation, going up and down and, people make fun of the people that made money from Bitcoin or, different like TikTok and different social media, playing off of when people made a lot of money and then when it went down and stuff like that. So, I think just people get confused. And I know there's NFT and then you have the crypto. You have two things really going on, which are new. And then I make a joke that we should have the problem solver in the metaverse. And I know there's real estate now in the metaverse and people talking about NFT, like a contract. If you want to buy real estate, that there would be an actual, like a contract, which is an NFT. And I'm learning a little bit in general. I guess my question is, where do you think, first of all, I guess for Bitcoin in general, what do you think of the value? Like, where are we at right now with Bitcoin?
So Bitcoin right now is about $20,000 per coin. That's what they call fungible tokens, which is very similar to what you see with dollars and the British pound and the Japanese yen. Non-fungible tokens is pretty much everything that exists in this room and everything that's not a currency. A non-fungible item, not even just a token, is just a unique one-of-one item, right? So a sports car, the Raiders helmet that has a signature, Sometimes even people say dollar bills that have unique serial numbers can even make it non-fungible. So it's just a one-of-one item. Every human is non-fungible. So if you take that idea and extrapolate it into the metaverse that everyone loves to talk about, you can assume that if this was something similar to Ready Player One, which is just like a fully immersive 3D world, everything that exists today in here would be some sort of like a digital companion. And so in order to enforce ownership, right, this is a big word. So how do you prove that you own something in a digital world? Historically, the only way to do this, if you create memes or if you're a photographer and you put it on the internet, you put what's called watermarks, right? You try to put your logo, your signature somewhere hidden in the picture so that if it was ever replicated, then you can prove that you were the original creator. Well, with Web3, you just take what's called a blockchain, which is essentially, with a lot of nuance, is just a community-owned spreadsheet, right? So you can immediately go in and say, hey, Jake minted this cat picture on the blockchain as an NFT, and we can prove that he's the one that originally created it. And then, of course, you could sell it. And then it gets into the hearsay of monkey pictures selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars, which is always what catches people up. But it's more about digital ownership more than anything.
And it's kind of a thing like the book of life. It basically gets written in a book somewhere, like a contract. In regards to the value that we're at $20,000, I think the highest that it went over the last year and was the 35?
69,000.
69,000, right?
Very meme numbers.
And then recently, didn't it go down to about 14,000?
About 16,000 was the low on this drop.
Okay.
And a lot of people think it's going over six digits next time.
Okay, so when we come back for a quick commercial break, I want to just get your insight of where you think that this, $20,000 Bitcoin, where it's going to go, and then we'll talk a little bit more about NFTs. So we'll be back in a quick minute.
LasVegasTrafficCameras.com. 1725 cameras. Access to the largest network of traffic cameras. Accident? Injured? Get the video footage you need to get justice. 725 cameras. LasVegasTrafficCameras.com.
Heaven forbid you or someone you love has found themselves within the legal system being accused of a serious crime.
Yes, Ryan Helmig. Ryan, thanks for dropping off a book. Sean and I have had the chance to go through it, and this really is a very practical roadmap for anyone.
The goal of writing the book is to help answer the questions that you've heard time and again from families or from defendants that are saying, what the heck do I do here?
Simply just go to Amazon, or if somebody is in the area and they want to stop by my office.
Ryan, thank you so much for sharing them. It was fun to see you with all your mentors inside here as well.
Hey, this is David Kohlmeyer, the Problem Solver. Welcome back. We are here with Jake Gallen, who is a crypto and NFT expert, and we're talking a little bit about crypto and trying to get the update of what's going on. So, Jake, what's your thoughts? I know I don't want to put you on the spot, but I know that we, was a high at 69,000, went down about 14,000 during this economy situation. And then right now it's at 20,000. Some people believe, they say, one of our guests in the past said that you should buy 3/4 of one Bitcoin. That's all you need for your kids or the future in general. What is your take on that? Of course, no, we're not, you're not giving specific advice on buying and financial advice, and you need to talk to your accountant and CPA and all to your controller of your whole estate. But what's your take on it? Do we really believe that one Bitcoin will go to $1 million due to supply and demand, I guess?
There's a probability there. There's also other competitors that could not equal to $1 million per coin, but can overtake the market cap. That's what's called the flippening, which is similar to Ethereum, just being more valuable overall than Bitcoin. But right now, Bitcoin's worth $20,000. If you believe in this digital future, which is the idea that humans spend more time digitally every day than ever before, right? On Sunday, when you get that iPhone text that shows the amount of time you've spent on your phone, it's only further increasing. So if we're going to live in this digital world, whether it's 2D, some sort of 2D world or some sort of 3D Ready Player One style world, you're going to have a digital currency where people can use as a store of value and a medium of exchange. Most people think that's going to be Bitcoin, and it's very similar to digital gold. That's the narrative. But you can also have utility and trade it in various forms based off of the underlying technology. So if you believe in this world, then Bitcoin is probably going to be very, very valuable, right? And then you have, of course, other use cases with Ethereum that's more akin to an iOS or a Windows operating system. So if we're, again, in the digital world, you're going to have Bitcoin, which will be digital gold. And then you'll have these smart contract platforms like Ethereum and Solana that are going to be the operating systems where people build what's called dApps, decentralized apps. So just like the apps you see on your phone, that are going to be built on top of it. How valuable is that when now you have a global economy, which the world has been increasingly moving towards globalization, but the internet only reinforces that idea. Will it be $1 million? Possibly. I mean, if the money printer keeps going, right, from the Federal Reserve and some of the other governments, then probably. But it's going to be pretty valuable.
So, in your take, I mean, what you're feeling? I mean, $1 million, it seems a little out there, or I mean, 100,000, 152. Like, what's your take?
So, if Bitcoin were to equal the current market cap of gold, that's 500,000 per Bitcoin. And usually when there's a new player in the game, a new competitor, or what they call a disruptor, it doesn't just equal its competitor; it passes it at magnitudes more. So when Amazon overtook Walmart, it passed it 3, 4, or 5 magnitudes of order more. When Netflix came in and disrupted Walmart or Blockbuster, it came in and just put it out of business, and now it's 10, 20 times magnitudes more. So if you take that kind of idea and what the idea of network effects, then 500,000 is to equal to gold, then $1 million or more seems pretty novel.
Okay, that's a good, interesting perspective. What's your take with a lot of people that are listening don't have $20,000 to go buy one Bitcoin, and people may have a little bit of money. Some people believe in taking $100 a month and buying every single month a small piece of Bitcoin. Would you believe in that concept? Do you agree? And like cost per averaging, like if it was a stock?
Dollar cost averaging, I highly approve and recommend to people. The cool thing with Bitcoin is you could buy up to the 8th decimal point. So 8 zeros. You can literally buy $1 Bitcoin. You could buy $1 million worth of Bitcoin, and whatever the value of Bitcoin is at the time is what you'll receive. So if Bitcoin is $20,000 and you put in $20,000, you'll get 1 Bitcoin. If you invest $100,000, then they'll give you 5. But if you want to invest $20, and you'll get 0.000001 Bitcoin, right, at the time, which is called a Satoshi at the time.
In regards to the guy that invented it, is that the
Satoshi?
Satoshi. Do we know who he is? There's rumors. What's your thought on that?
No one has any idea. It could be he, she, group. I think most people.
It could be an it.
Most people believe that if there is a likely person, it's this person, Hal Finney, who's passed away. The Satoshi Nakamoto, the pseudonym, has 1.2 million Bitcoin in their wallet at the time. So at some point, as Bitcoin keeps increasing, that wallet will be the most expensive or be the most valuable wallet in the world. That group would be the richest people in the world. They're already pretty close to that now. But if that person is dead, then there's no way of ever accessing it. It's really tough to know. In the early origins in 2009, it was created. The encryption wasn't the best, but surveillance wasn't where it is today. So there's no one that's been able to crack the code of who it may be.
It doesn't seem weird in general. It's just like we're talking about money and all this stuff, and no one knows who invented it. It's like,
well, it just further increases the idea of decentralization. A central leader is kind of what they're trying to power against. And if you have no idea who the leader is, then the attack vector is decreased, and therefore it gives other people in the community opportunities to contribute and become leaders, and further increase the motives and the implementations of the currency, and not just follow suit of whatever this leader who could eventually digress into becoming a dictator.
Okay, when we come back from a quick break, I want to talk about NFTs and what's going on here locally in Las Vegas, and you can fill us in a little bit more. So we'll be back in a quick minute.
Your Honor, I want you to get the full picture of what happened. The real world is sometimes complicated and messy, and so can be criminal justice system. My name is Ryan Helmick. I'm a criminal defense lawyer here in Las Vegas.
LasVegasTrafficCameras.com. 1725 Cameras. Access to the largest network of traffic cameras. Accident? Injured? Get the video footage you need to get justice. 725 Cameras. LasVegasTrafficCameras.com.
Injured? Call 602-HURT. Car accident? Call 602-HURT. Pacific West Injury Law, a firm that focuses on you. Our firm is dedicated to you and your recovery. No fee until we win. Millions recovered. Here when you need us.
Hey, it's David Colmeyer, the Problem Solver. Welcome back. We were here with Jake Gallen talking about crypto and NFT. One of the questions I had for you was in regards to NFTs. What's going here in Vegas specifically in regards to NFTs?
There's been a large NFT and crypto movement in Las Vegas. This is why I started hosting the meetups last year down at Blackfire. Over the last year, we've seen multiple casinos and strip clubs move into crypto. So Circa just had their own Vegas Vicky NFT project. MGM had a Jabberwockies NFT project. Resort World has their own NFT project and has announced partnerships with Theta Blockchain and Gemini Exchange, which is very popular. You have Crazy Horse 3, who's now accepting Bitcoin for lap dances and table service and tips. And the just overall grassroots NFT community in Las Vegas is one of the largest NFT communities geographically across the country.
That are specifically using it as like a currency.
Not using it as a currency, just there's a lot of entrepreneurs here who are building projects. There's a lot of Web3 companies that have moved down here for tax purposes and for just entrepreneurial options as well.
So when you say tipping for Vegas, right? You're talking about tipping with an NFT?
No, tipping with Bitcoin.
With Bitcoin, okay.
So Crazy Horse 3 allows tipping in Bitcoin at the strip club.
Got it. And what do they use to accept that? Is it just
it's a QR code. It's usually a QR code that you scan that the dancer or server has that they can show you.
So for a tip or for food, right, they can use a Bitcoin. In regards to NFT, so NFT stands for non-fungible token, right? So how is the NFT in Vegas used? Like, is there, I know I keep talking about metaverse and real estate. Like, is there real estate available in the metaverse where you can buy? Is that related to NFT as well?
There are Vegas metaverses. That is a version of a non-fungible token. So an NFT could be land, it could be a ticket, it could be an access token, it could be a piece of music, a picture. It's pretty much anything that can have data composed inside of it can be an NFT. But right now the casinos are mostly utilizing NFTs for ticketing and access.
Okay, so can I go buy a piece of land in the metaverse in Las Vegas and pay for it with, I guess, a Bitcoin, right?
You'd pay for it with Ethereum most likely.
Okay, which is like a lower level of Bitcoin. Like why?
It's two different things. So Bitcoin, again, going back to the last segment, Bitcoin is more digital gold that's used in the overall ecosystem. Ethereum is similar to an iOS or a Windows. So it's just a platform that allows for computation to be built on that you can upload apps to, right? So you can have a decentralized Uber, a decentralized Airbnb, a decentralized financial app. Those are the things that are being built on Ethereum. And that's mostly where the quote unquote metaverse, which isn't just one overall metaverse, it's multiple metaverse. So Nike's going to have a metaverse, Walmart's going to have a metaverse, Vegas will probably have a metaverse. So it's a metaverse is just like an internet arena of a specific game or a specific agenda that's being built within some sort of system.
Okay, so break it down for me. A Walmart metaverse.
They actually just launched one in Roblox.
Okay, so how does that look? What am I doing in the Walmart metaverse?
From what I've seen with the Walmart land that's inside of Roblox, which isn't crypto, but it looks more just like an adventure game. You can really build the metaverse to be whatever you want. You can make it, if you would assume that if there's a Vegas metaverse that it's probably going to be some sort of like gambling realistic resemblance towards the existing Vegas, but you can make it literally anything that you want because the laws of physics do not apply traditionally in a metaverse.
So how old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
30.
So I'm 46. I'm getting old. But it kind of reminds me of this. When I first got my Apple IIgs, there was Leisure Suit Larry. Have you ever heard that at all?
No.
You got to look it up. It's called Leisure Suit Larry. I know John Orlando here at the studio probably knows Leisure Suit Larry. And it was funny because you could go to Vegas and you can play a slot machine, do different things. But I kind of feel like what you're saying is like the metaverse for Las Vegas. And I don't even know if it still exists. I got to look it up. Leisure Suit Larry was kind of an interesting thing. And you actually can go to a restaurant. You can go to a club. You can go to different places playing Leisure Suit Larry, which literally was on a 3.5 disc, like a floppy disk back in the day on an Apple IIgs computer, before, just before Macs came out. But I just feel like that's what the metaverse would be for Vegas. And there's different things you can do, and you can basically pay for it with, Bitcoin or these other.
Yeah, the metaverse, though, exists already. It's a little bit of a meme, and it was captured because of the mass hysteria in the market last year and earlier this year. Facebook is a metaverse. Facebook is the largest metaverse. Facebook has 3 billion people. If Facebook was a country, a physical country, it would be the largest country in the world, right? In the continent. And Twitter is a metaverse. Roblox is a metaverse, right? Any sort of game that has internet communities that can participate is a metaverse.
Got it. It's just interesting because it's just weird because it's like, how do you take Walmart, and Walmart's going to want to make it financially rewarding to them as a company to be in the metaverse. So have you been on there yet or no?
I haven't been on there, but what a lot of these corporations are doing is they're just kind of quote unquote gamifying their experience. So with NFTs, it's more gamified investing. And so there's another underlying mechanic that's existing to investing in NFTs and crypto, where like when you go invest in traditional stocks, right, you go look at the P&L, you go look at the employees, what's the risk reward, whatever. Within crypto, it's more gamified, and there's some more social constructs to it than just like a kind of bottom line numbers.
Interesting. I guess also technically, if you were in a Walmart in the metaverse and it was a little bit of a game, and if they played so much in the metaverse that they can get points or money that they can actually physically use in the real world.
Yeah, exactly. Starbucks is just announced they're launching their own NFT product. It's going to be the most boring, non-speculative NFT project out there, but they're transforming all 26.7 million reward card holder and exposing them to NFTs. So that's going to be a very big NFT project to watch over the next year or two.
Got it. I think we definitely need to sit down and get together and figure all this out, especially for Vegas, because there's a lot to talk about in general. And here being on TV, it's a very limited time. Anything last that you want to give to any of the viewers and listeners about Vegas, NFTs, Bitcoins, any other expertise or opinion and suggestions that you want to share with people? We'll have you come back at another time. Maybe we'll have like a financial advisor or someone else that we can talk more about it. But anything else you want to share with the community?
Yeah, just don't sleep on Vegas. A lot of us believe that Vegas is going to be the NFT capital of the world. There's a lot of things that move parallel between the crypto space and Vegas. And not only does the grassroots community see it, but the gaming control board sees it, the city sees it, the corporations see it. Maybe the corporations and the public organizations move a little bit slower, but it's not slowing down anytime soon. And there's a huge and booming tech scene out here in Las Vegas that the crypto scene is supporting. So just really look out for those kind of things because it's not going away.
Got it. Well, Jake, I appreciate you coming on the show. A lot of great information. Like I said, to me, I feel like every time I listen, it's like therapy. Like I'm slowly getting it. Like I'm thinking about Walmart, right? That they can use it for points in different ways. But it's true, right? If you have all these followers like Starbucks, different people, and you automatically put them onto this metaverse and create maybe a experience. I mean, that's what Starbucks is really about, is creating an experience now in the metaverse. Somehow it's going to increase sales one way or the other, especially if you give someone points. The points equal $5, but the coffee is $7. They have to spend the $2 difference, and that's where they're making the money. So somehow there's a way of increasing sales by putting people in the metaverse, right?
Think you're ready to launch your own NFT project?
I'm ready to go. So Jake, I appreciate you coming on the show. We'll have you back on another time as well. Again, Jake Gallen, a crypto and NFT expert. If you want any information, you want me to connect you, call the Problem Solver or go to theproblemsolver.vegas or the QR code that's on your screen. Again, I'm David Colmeyer, the Problem Solver. We'll see you next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Have a good one.
our attorney, Ryan Helmick. Why is it so important to have an attorney in your corner?
The state of Nevada is represented by the prosecutor, who is an attorney. And so an individual that is charged with a crime should likewise be represented to level the playing field. And as well, you want to have somebody who has experience in dealing with these types of cases, knows what type of evidence that needs to be put forth, what type of story needs to be told to the jury in order for them to see all the facts and the circumstances surrounding the case.